Hey there, fellow tamers and Digidestined. It's Mike, aka Sinaku, back at it again with another video for Team Overground. And today, this is the first tournament that we've been able to participate in a little while. We've been on a bit of a break, a bit of a hiatus, but we're back at it again. And we entered a Geekittude Box Tournament this afternoon, where we actually placed first after Swiss with the Rookie Rush deck that you see before you. Unfortunately, we lost out in top 8, so we were unable to take it all the way. And due to the strangest circumstances, game 1, I actually did not draw a rookie for 4 turns, and as you can see, there's 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28 rookies, so the odds of that happening was just super statistically unlikely, and we ended up just kind of losing out from there. And then game 3 in the same set, unfortunately our opponent had not only a Metal Siegedramon, but they had a Volcanic Dramon of their own, and then they had another Mega to follow up with to deal with our board even further. So unfortunately we had such a very, very, very strong tournament run, and it ended in kind of a whimper, and not a bang, but it is what it is. This is my first kind of attempt taking the very hated Rookie Rush strategy into a competitive setting, but I was quite happy with how the deck turned out. It was a lot of fun piling it and kind of dealing with the degeneracy that everyone's been kind of hyping up for the last little while. This is a deck that, True Champion Steven's been doing well with in the past. We saw Max DePera, our buddy Geppetto there, win it in the H Gaming event as well. So I said, you know what, everyone's kind of fooling around with Rookie Rush and Champion Rush. I kind of wanted to pick it up and put my spin on it. So today we had, I believe, just under 30 players in the event, maybe closer to maybe 25, 26. I'm not sure on the exact numbers right now. But yeah, we had 5 rounds today. I'm just going to go through my matchups real quick before we jump into the deck. So first round was against Red Omni. Second round was against Blue Omni. Third round was against a Rookie Rush mirror match. Fourth round was against another Blue Omni, and then fifth round was finally against Blue Omni one last time. And every single one of our matches, we only went to game 3 once in the Rookie Rush mirror, and other than that, we 2-0'd every single one of our opponents all day, which was great. And so yeah, we finished completely undefeated in first place at the end of the day. And so yeah, this is the deck. There's not really much to say. This video is actually going to be pretty quick, real short and sweet. I'm sure you've all seen Rookie Rush in the past. There's really nothing more to say about it. It's Rookie Rush. You rush your opponent with a bunch of little monsters, and you slam them against their security, and you just keep doing it, rinse and repeat, and then you suppress them with Puppetmon near the end, and you use cards like Hammer Spark and Flower Cannon to keep kind of controlling their board, keep them off their blockers, keep choking them in the memory game, and by the end of the day, you should theoretically just knock away every single one of their securities within about 3 or 4 turns. So yeah, we're just going to quickly go over the deck. So we got 4 Gomamon. This is the set 1 Gomamon, 4 of the starter deck Gomamon, 4 of the set 1 Gabumon, lets you draw and play, 4 of the set 1 Elecmon, which is just a 2 cost, 4 of the Armadillomon, which is also just a 2 cost, but he's 4,000, he's a little bit stronger. And then we're going to move on to the green package. This is the Goblimon, cost 2, and then the Mushroomon, cost 2 as well. We play blue-green, so we have access to these very powerful options here, which we'll get to at the very end. Moving on to our champion lineup, we have 4 Gorillamon. The champion's mostly here to help deal with blockers and help us giving an extra layer of aggression. The 6k body either forces our opponent into a situation where they have to block, because if we do survive on the 6k swing, it puts a lot more pressure on the opponent because we're getting more value out of our champions. The 2 Leomon here. Leomon's probably the champion that underperformed the most for me today. I'm not quite sure what I would replace him with at this juncture if I ever were to play this deck again, but I found that a lot of the times when I swung with him, he actually survived, strangely enough. But a lot of the times, especially because everything in this deck is so cheap and everything you play kind of depletes your hand a little bit more, I found that when I did swing with Leomon and he did get destroyed, I actually almost had too much memory, if that makes any sense. But and then I kind of felt that with that extra memory, I was potentially playing into my opponent's Volcanic Dramons or playing into my opponent's outs by depleting my hand size even further. But he's still a super strong card, and he came in clutch a couple of times, but overall, I feel like he's definitely the most underperforming card of the entire deck. And then to round out our champion lineup, we're playing 3 of the Vegemon. Vegemon was actually the MVP. I only played 3 copies because I'm only complementing it with 8 rookies. I might bump this up to 4 in a later iteration. Maybe that could be something that Leomon gets replaced with. Vegemon was really clutch today because not only was it the 4 cost to hard drop, so when I was in situations where I needed to choke out my opponent and I was at 3 or something, this was a good thing to only put them to 1. And furthermore, because of the 1 cost evolution, same thing with Gorillamon, it was just good again at putting that pressure on the opponent while also dodging things like Volcanic Dramon even further. And then the last little bit of the deck is kind of like the little square of techs. So most Rookie Rush decks play at least 1 to 2 Zudomon. We're continuing that trend with the 1. This is that way if we do end up getting Volcanic Dramond, we can just drop the Zudomon with all that extra memory that we have and refill our hand size, because we have to deplete our hands sometimes to keep playing these small boys out. And in theory, this is kind of what Leomon would complement with. I never actually resolved Zudomon once today, so I'm not quite sure of its kind of sheer value. I still would probably keep it in the deck moving forward just based on pure theory, but I never personally got to resolve it today. Secondly, we're playing Skullgreymon. This is twofold. The first reason was because we were expecting a big black meta, because a lot of people in this area or coming into this event were very big on black. So I wanted a card, and especially since Rookie Rush has a really hard matchup against blockers specifically, and that's black's entire gimmick, Skullgreymon would give me an opportunity to get rid of a blocker. And in other matchups where my opponent played a blocker and I had no other way to out it, Skullgreymon was just kind of a clean way to clear that threat and pave the way for all of my rookies and champions to gobble up my opponent's security. Lastly, we're playing 1 Volcanic Dramon. This was because if I ever want to face the mirror match, and this is really good against purple as well, because purple again is very good at recycling blockers over and over again, do with Piedmon and stuff like that. So I just wanted to have extra outs to deal with my opponent's ways to potentially stop me. So it's kind of a big brain metagaming play. And then finally, 3 Puppetmon. This was 4 Puppetmon, and then we replaced the 4th one for the 1 Volcanic. Again, this could be another spot that Leomon replaces. We could probably swap these 2 for a 4th Vegemon and a 4th Puppetmon. Puppetmon is the other MVP of the day. Just suppress your opponent, keeps them off from attacking you even further, keeps putting their Digimon down, and keeps allowing you to add an extra body to put pressure against their security, while also simultaneously keeping yourself alive, because this deck does not play blockers also. And then the last cards in the deck is just 4 Hammer Spark. This is really good to hit in security, because we're generally choking out our opponent pretty often, leaving them with at least 1, maybe 2 on the most part every turn. So hitting a Spark will generally end their turn immediately. It's also really good to help us continue our play and extend our plays further. And finally, 3 Flower Cannon. This should be 4, but unfortunately our buddy Adam has the other 4 copies. We only own 7 total in his green Titamon deck, so I was only able to use 3 in this build. But yeah, Flower Cannon again, very powerful. Lets me tap blockers, lets me, if it's hitting my security, it taps down my opponent's board, which allows them to stop attacking me even further and protects me on the crackback. But yeah, Flower Cannon is very strong, very powerful, and I don't think I'd change that for any other option, at least for now. But yeah, that is the Rookie Rush deck that I took to a first place after Swiss finish today in the Geekittude Digimon Box Tournament, unfortunately falling behind again to a top 8 brick. But it is what it is, guys. If you like this video, please make sure to comment and like and subscribe. If you didn't like this video because this archetype's kind of trash and it's, really frustrating, and I totally get it, and you want to dislike it, that's fine too. But either way, I just wanted to share with you kind of my take on Rookie Rush today, because it seems to kind of be the jam lately. So this is Overground's experience with Rookie Rush, as well as our kind of personal take on it. So yeah, I hope you guys liked the video, and we'll see you in the next one.